Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? Fabulous, I hope. It is a beautiful day in Arizona. It is, we had a little bit of a summer storm, so it cooled it down a little bit, and I know it's going to sound crazy because it's not cool compared to any of you, but it is cool here. Greetings and whoops. It cooled it down. There we go. I don't need to hear myself talk. Hey Barbara. How are you today? Okay. So, let's see. Hi Jan. How are you today? Good, I hope. I hope that all is well in your little corner of the world. Hey Carmen, how are you? I had lunch with our friends today, Carmen. Joni and Lucinda and Debbie and I. I hope that you can join us someday soon. Oh, I'm ready for this to all be done, you know? Hi Karen. Hey Kimberly. Oh, and Denise. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad that it's nice there. I'm so glad, Jan. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Are you new here, Sandy? If you are, please send me your email address. Hey, Keels. So that we can, I can put you on the email list, and then then you'll be in the know of what's happening in the world of Corbiere-Scott designs. Hey Rebecca, how are you? Okay, so someone had asked me if I would share some colored pencil and gamsol tips, and so anybody who's new here, please follow me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at Corbiere-Scott Designs. My email is corbiere-scottdesigns@gmail.com, and my art printables are available for purchase at Corbiere-scottdesigns.com. Okay, so without further ado, so this is my newest. I have two new art printables today. This is the Joni and this is the Eileen. They're both available on my website for purchase starting today. Okay, so I am going to share with you what I'm going to just start coloring and share with you what I kind of know about gamsol. The example that I put out this morning was watercolored because, you know, I love watercolor. So I'm going to take the, thanks Jan, I appreciate that. I really like them too. I feel like they're just a little bit different, and you know, I just like to stretch my creative muscle all the time. So, what I will tell you that I know about gamsol is that I think that it works best with wax-based colored pencils. So that can be Prisma. This is a high-end colored pencil, a Prismacolor. You can buy them individually, or you can buy a big pack. They're, it's up to you. Sometimes, look, I have never bought a great big set of Prismacolors. I started using them in art school, and then I've just replace them as I go through them, or sometimes when I go to the art store, I will just buy like all the oranges, and then the next time I might buy all the greens. No particular reason, it just makes me happy. So I'm gonna show you kind of I'm gonna just start coloring and then we'll just talk as I color. What gamsol does, so we're just gonna apply a little bit of, we're just gonna scribble on a little bit of hot pink. And then I'm gonna come in with a little bit of processed red. Do you remember this color combination? So do you see, I'm just gonna do like this little bit of a U down here at the bottom. All right. So what I have found, so you're gonna need gamsol, right? Paper stumps, and colored pencils. Another thing you might need is a sanding block, and that is what you use to sand down the color that's on the end of your paper stump, so it kind of sharpens it. But in a pinch, you know what, you can use some like high grit sandpaper or an emery board or whatever. You could also use this dauber cap. Do you see how this has a little dauber at the top? You could pop off the top. Ugh. There. And pour some gamsol inside. And the reason, so this bottle does not have a dauber top. Do you see? It's just pure, it's just open for all the world to see. So I'm going to put this dauber down because if you use the top, if you use the dauber top, you can just kind of shake it so that that gamsol starts to come down, and then you can, I'm trying to get it to just the right amount. You're just good there. Do you see how it's starting to make the end of the paper stub? Do you see how it's wet? It's a little bit darker. Now you know that there's some on there. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to just do that circular blending like we do always. And it does give you a really nice, smooth, almost marker-like blend. And it's pretty quick. There, can everybody see that? Does that, am I holding that in a way that you can see the effect? Okay, and here's another cool thing. Hi, Renee. Another cool thing is that you can come back and add a little bit more color on top. So like if I want it to be a little bit deeper, hi, Linda. You can come in with some more of the processed red and come in with your blending stump again. And this is just rolled, smushed, compressed paper. They're not horribly expensive, but they're a fabulous tool just to have in your little arsenal. So I'm going to keep coloring. Ask me, see if you have any, do you have any questions? Let me see, what else do I know? So what odorless mineral spirits, which is what gamsol is, what it does is that it melts the wax, hence making it blendy. So that you can, you know, if you know me, then you know that I like to look for ways to move color, right? So if you're using a water-based product, You want water because water is going to move that color, right? It's going to move it in a way that you get to control the movement, right? So there, do you see? I just added a little bit more of that. I don't know. Let's see if I can do it up here. And then I'm just going to come in, circle, circle, circle. I will say that I find that it works best if this is not saturated with gamsol. But do you see how it kind of breaks down that pigment so that it's movable, right? So now I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to tip it, get some gamsol on there, roll my... I'm afraid to do it over my paper because I don't want it to come out. But we want it to... I don't want it to drip, but we want to get it wet. Right, so we're just rolling it on the end. Can everybody kind of see that? And then we're just going to come in here and do that circular motion to blend. So you can use this with Prismacolors, you can use this with Crayolas, you can those are the two that I've tried. You just want to try things that are wax based. I don't like Crayola doesn't have as much wax, I don't think, and the pigment isn't as deep. Hi Bonnie Miller. But I think you'll get a nice you get a nice blend. The color depth is comes from the quality of your colored pencils, right? So we're going to, I just scribbled some color down, and then I'm gonna, I like to do like this little, like I said, like we know that the color is gonna be deeper right down here at the base where it's closest to the center of the flower. So I'm just gonna add a little bit there, and I like to create a little bit of almost like a border, right? And then we're gonna just use that to kind of start to help the petal take shape, right? So another thing, remember we had talked about with watercolors, and this is just a coloring technique, doesn't really have anything to do with, hey Allison, you don't have to have the dauber keels. You could just use I might just put some of this in the cap, but you don't want this, even though it says it's odorless mineral spirits, it still has toxic fumes, so you want to be pretty careful about making sure that your room is well ventilated. Like I have the fan on in here. I'm not opening the window because I live in Arizona and it's summertime, but and it's not for children. It is very definitely a grown-up tool because of the toxicity and stuff. So the dauber just helps, well, it helps with the spilling, and I also feel like it helps with the amount of gamsol you get on your blending stub, because I feel like if you have too much, it's not good. If you have too much, you could get this. I didn't love it because I had way too much gamsol on my yes, exactly, Keels, exactly. Hi, Cammie. Okay, so now I'm gonna try and, do you see this petal versus this petal? This petal, I've started to build up little by gamsol is supposed to make things fast, but you know I'm not about that. So this petal, do you see how I've started to bring in a shape? Like I want this petal to have a little bit of a divot, right? And then the center is light. But I want the edge to be light, and then a little bit darker, and then light, and then a little bit darker, and then light. And so how I did that was, remember we talked about this, like your pencil is barely touching your paper, and you're just creating a shape, right? I'm just creating a shape. And then I'm just going to come in, that gamsol, and blend. And blend. Get some more. There, you can really see it. Do you see how it's the dark? So we're going to blend. Blend. There. Is everybody kind of getting the idea? You can blend overlapping by overlapping two colors. Let's see. Let's try chartreuse and my favorite, lime peel. So let's try some lime peel, excuse me, chartreuse. Lime peel, I'm going to overlap them. And then we're going to blend it right out to white. So I'm going to grab some gamsol on the other end here of my blending stump. I will say that once you have red on your blending stump, don't try and do yellow or anything after that. That red, red is very stubborn. So do you see how I'm just doing that same circular blend, and then I'm just pulling that color right out to white, right? When I was drawing this Joni, it's kind of a zinnia, and I was really kind of envisioning, I wanted bigger petals, because I thought, you know, we're all about what do we get to color, right? Oh no, that died. There's my sharpener. Let's see. Anyway, I wanted something, a fun shaped color, and I feel like this, I feel like these zinnias are super fun. And the one that I did for my mother-in-law, the Eileen, I feel like that is kind of mid-century. She did lots of crewel projects when she was younger, in the 70s, and they're all over her house. They're just beautiful. And so I was kind of inspired by that when I was creating the Eileen art printable. So now I'm coming in with that lime peel and some more chartreuse. And do you remember the other day we used artichoke? So I'm going to do a little bit of artichoke in here. And we've done this, so I saw them, Nancy. Hi Jennifer. How are you? So I'm going to do that same technique here where I'm just going to build up a little color, and then I'm going to take my blending stump, make sure I'm in frame, and I'm just going to do that circular, or I'm just pulling that color out. And I will say that it is, the thing about gamsol is it's pretty seamless. Like once you blend it, it's pretty seamless. There are people who think that you can do the same thing with baby oil and Vaseline. Can I just tell you, that's a mess. That's a big old mess. This just seems so much more controllable, and in the end, what am I saving? 5 cents? Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to hit that. So oh, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I really like the Eileen and the Joni too. I just felt like I was ready for something new to color. So I saw somebody, maybe Jennifer McGuire, was talking about Ranger has those pens that you can fill with alcohol ink blender pens. So you could put gamsol in one of those, right? And you could, and then make sure you label it that it says gamsol so you know. So you could, then you'd have kind of a more precise way of applying the gamsol, I guess, and then you could blend it with the nib that's on the end of that pen. I have not tried that. I'm not going to say I hate it or I love it because I haven't tried it. Paper stumps are pretty cheap. I just have a bunch of them, and so that's what I've been using. I will say that I think that it's like when we're coloring anything where, I'm trying to think what the thing we were just coloring the other day, and I had talked about, like, I like to color the whole thing, like lay down the base layer of color, and then come in with my whatever my blender is, because then I kind of start out all in the same with the same amount of pink. Do you know what I'm saying? Did you see? I think that if that's what Nancy, see, that's what I feel like. I didn't like it when I had too much gamsol on my paper. So I would rather kind of take my time and use my paper stumps, but just don't put, you know, I'd rather go back 3 or 4 times with my paper stump than, okay, now I'm going to come in with my processed red. Remember, we're going to do the sides, and then here. I mean, it's better to just, like, look at, we know that down here is going to be dark, and then here, right? And then here. All the places where something is laying on top of something else, you know that that's going to be a little area where we're going to be able to have some depth. But it doesn't have to be much, because remember that gamsol melts that wax and then really allows you to move that pigment with the blender. Whichever blender, or if you're using the paper stumps or you're using a blender pen. I just like to err on the side of caution, and I just like to take my time, because then I feel like if I take my time, I'm paying better attention to, I'm not trying to rush it, because why am I rushing? This is supposed to be something that helps me relax and that I enjoy. So how am I enjoying it if I'm rushing through it? Right? We're not in a race. So I'm adding all of the processed red to all of these petals. Did I get everything? Oh, no. Okay, so I'm going to blend this, because remember we said that you can go over it. You can go over gamsol and add more color. So I'm going to start out here, blend this pink, and then we're going to come in here and blend that processed red right into that hot pink. So pretty. Right, so we can get our base of color down. And that, I'm telling you, that circular blend, whether with gamsol or just your colored pencils, that circular blend is really going to help your blend look smooth and seamless, because you won't have big paint mark, big lines of color. You know what I mean? Oh, and I will say that this is just printed on regular cardstock. I did print it on my laser printer, because that's what's hooked up to my computer, but I think that you would be fine with an inkjet. I just love that you can just blend one color right into another color. There was a girl named Rhonda who taught at Scraps of Love forever, and she taught colored pencil coloring. And you know, it was when I first started working there, and I didn't work there for long. I only worked there for about 3.5 years. But when she was there, I didn't take the opportunity to take one of her classes, and I so wish I would have, because her gamsol blending was just spot on. But then she had to leave because she had some family commitments. So, but her stuff, no issues of bleeding. Oh, sizes of stubs. So mine, I have different sizes too. Well, these are all the same, but I do have this little one. And seriously, this one is from art school. So that's, I graduated art school in 1988. Does that tell you? Seriously, like, they last forever. You just keep sanding it down. They just last forever. I don't know. Whatever feels most comfortable. I just find that, for me, smaller feels more comfortable in my hand. But I don't know that it really matters. It's so pretty. Let's see, do I have anything else to tell you about them that I could think of? I just tried to write down like every single thing I could think of. No, I think that's about all I have to say about that. So now I'm just going to keep coloring, and if you guys have some questions, just ask me. About gamsol or colored pencils or whatever. What I ate for lunch today. I ate the most delicious salad from Cafe Zupa. It is mango. You know I love mango. Oh my gosh, I love mango. Mango berry. Oh man, it was so delicious. It was fabulous. So this one, it looks like I didn't put any of the processed red on this one or this one. So I can come back. That's the beauty of gamsol, is that you can, one thing I will say is that you can kind of press hard if you choose, if you want to get in, you know, really get in there. Sorry. I get all coloring and then I forget to look up and see if you guys ask me anything or are telling me something. So I'm feeling like I really want this to have lots of depth. So I'm going to do this first coat, so to speak. And then I really want to come in and deepen, work on deepening the darkest areas with color, right? So I'm going to kind of keep that, and then I have processed red and mulberry. Mulberry's a little bit purpley, but I thought that it might add a little something kind of fun. So I'm going to come in with some more processed red. Remember, I'm gonna, so I'm just gonna do that, barely touch my paper, right? So I'm doing here. Do you see how I'm doing up and over? And this one up, and this one up, and this one over. This one up, and this one over. This one up, and this one over. Just little by little, building that color. This one, remember we're doing this here, here. I just feel like that is really going to just add some more dimension, more depth to the petals. Just, and you know what? It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be a huge, you want it to be subtle. Like the gamsol kind of lends itself to being subtle because you've got such a nice, smooth blend, but you want it to also be effective in creating depth and dimension to your petals. Like just that, I think just that Oh. See, I like mango more than pineapple. I think I like mango almost as much as raspberries, and raspberries are my absolute favorite. Oh. So you want to do this like Roy G. Biv jam, that's what you're saying? Like total rainbow. Oh my. That would be fun. So I'm thinking I'm going to add just a little bit of that mulberry right here at the base. I'm feeling like that. It's just going to add a little bit of dimension. And I think if you add color like in a what do I want to say? If I add my color and I follow the natural line, right? So this natural line goes here and then here. If I do that with this added color, I'm going to create even more depth. So this natural line is here and then here. So I'm just going to do that. Circle, circle, circle. And then here, the same thing. I'm going this way. And then I'm just going to do that circle, circle, circle. Here, there, there, and then circle, circle, circle. But do you see how we're already creating? It's almost like the ends of the dahlia, zinnia petals. We want them a little bit light because maybe they're curled this way or maybe they're curled that way. And we can achieve all of that with color. That's my jam. Like I could just sit at this kitchen table and color all the ding dang day. Me and these doggies, huh, Solomon? They're just snoozing away. See, and this is just gonna bring a new depth to these front petals. I don't know, it's kind of a cross between a dahlia and a zinnia. My sister and I went to a farmer's market a few years ago in Billings, Montana, and we bought the most beautiful bouquet of zinnias. Oh my gosh. I took like 5,000 pictures of them because I thought I totally want to paint those. They're so pretty. They were so, so pretty. And like every color in the rainbow. And I think it was $4. I mean, $4, you know, where else can you spend $4 and get so much happiness, you know? Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Oh, I'm loving that. So every now and again, I like to just kind of clean off the end of my stump on just a regular piece of paper. This is all my notes. Just because then I feel like I'm kind of starting a little bit fresh. And come back in. How's everybody doing? You doing okay? Another thing that you might play around with. Do you remember the other day I was talking to you about the little boy painting I did in art school where the teacher made me use every color in his head, because every color in nature, every color shows up in some kind of way. You might come in with a little bit of that green, like have a little bit of this green, just a little bit. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Well, I want it to be affordable and fun. I hope that it's affordable and fun for all of you. So if you add just a little bit of that green, I mean, and I'm barely touching the paper, right? You're gonna automatically bring more depth to you. And now I'm gonna do the same thing with the pink. I'm just gonna add a little bit of pink into the green, and we're gonna blend that in. And do you see how that just automatically adds that little bit of depth, right? And then we're going to do the same thing with the green that I added to the pink. So you can do it, do that same technique with obviously opposites on the color wheel, right? So like red and green are opposite on the color wheel. So we would call that pink, right? And green are opposites on the color wheel. And think about the value. Like pink is a lighter value, right, of red. And this green is certainly a lighter value than this deeper green. So just stay within your same tones and values and you won't go wrong. And that just is just that little bit, excuse me, of green is just going to add like just a little more dimension. Can you see what I'm talking about? Would it help if I hold it closer? Does that help? You see how just that little bit adds another layer of dimension. So we could do the same on this side with this leaf. We can do that same. Remember, we started with our chartreuse. And then we're gonna come in with that lime peel. Oh my gosh, I need like a whole box of this color. I love that color. Isn't that funny how you just happen upon colors that are, they just kind of speak to you. All right, and then I think this is artichoke, yeah. So we're just gonna come in here with a little more artichoke. Maybe here, maybe here. All right, so now let's scribble off that and get some more gamsol on here. Hi Valenta, did we meet at the Scrapbook Expo? Didn't we meet at the Scrapbook Expo last year? It seems. I'm telling you, this, now you girls have gotten me hooked on the gamsol again. Hooked on the sauce. Hooked on the gamsol sauce. So I'm going to let that dry, but then I'm going to come in with that lime peel, maybe do a little bit here. So on Thursday, we're going to do watercolor pencils. So be sure to print your, so on Thursday, I'm going to do the Eileen art printable, and we're going to use watercolor pencils. So be sure to print that on watercolor paper or just regular cardstock. Because remember, we've done lots of work with water things, water mediums on regular cardstock. So I'm just going to barely blend that because I kind of really want it to show a little bit. Oh, girls, I'm loving this. Because now you know what I'm thinking? Now I'm feeling like I want to come in with a little bit of orange to just kind of round it all out. Because you know how zinnias are, oh, they're so pretty, they're multicolored almost. So I'm just going to come in, just scribbling just a little bit of orange. I mean, here's the thing. It's a printable. If it looks terrible, I'll just print another one, right? Once you buy it, just make sure that when you buy them that you, Inktense would be good on Thursday's class, Jan, because I believe Inktense are water-based, right? They're a colored pencil. So I think, hey Sue, Margaret and I are cooking up something fun. I can't wait to share it with you girls. I believe that Inktense, I have my Inktense, so I'm going to bring out all of the watercolor colored pencils that I have, and we'll just have a big play session on Thursday. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Who's going to be the lucky girl that gets this? Oh, the one thing I was going to say is make sure that if you bought art printables today, please, 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 please remember to put them to save them to your downloads on your computer or your laptop. Save them to your downloads. That's so important because the link expires in 24 hours and I don't have any control over that. That's through my website host. So be sure to save them to your downloads. Then you can print them whenever you want. They're there forever. And you might just make a folder in your downloads for Anne's Art Printables. I have an idea for, there's a day in, is it in September? No, I don't remember. There's a national, oh my gosh, you guys, look at it. It's just on fire. I love it so much. What do you think? Tell me you love it as much as me. And I'm thinking the center should be nice, like goldy orange. What do you think? So I'm gonna try canary yellow. And then, what is this? Cadmium orange. So I'm just going to do a little bit on the edge. And then we're going to blend with our gamsol. Bring that out. Look at that. So pretty. Look at that. That blend just makes it look like it's like a round ball in the center. Okay, what are you going to do with the center flower? I don't know. Just a little circle that I drew, Nance. So I'm feeling like, should I make it pink or orange or maybe green? I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Carolyn. Let's see. Whoops. Now I want to do this. Like, seriously, this, how much fun is that going to be to color? I would love to do this in these same colors. So pretty. So pretty. Oh, I wanted to say, so this one I did, that I posted today on my Instagram, I just did with watercolors, but I used my watercolors. They're also Prima watercolors, but it's a set called Decadent Pies, and it has the most perfect olive green. So if you are in the market for another set of watercolors, Decadent Pies by Prima Marketing. So I have classics, tropicals, and decadent pies. Those are the ones that I kind of use the most. The one I use the most is classics, because it's just all the colors and I can blend and whatever. But decadent pies, they're pretty. I thought that by now I would have an idea for the center. What if I do pink? That might be kind of pretty. What do you think? Let's see. So there's the pink, and now we'll come in with that processed red. We could even do a little bit of processed red over here. Like it's a little bit of, a little bit of reflection of color, right? So let's do this, and now let's kind of come in here and do a little bit more of that pink, processed red, scribble a little bit on there. Pretty. A little bit more orange. Scribble off that color. Ugh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, how are we doing on time, Keels? I love them too. So, if you are new here, be sure to follow and like me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I will be posting more videos later on today. So follow and like me at Corbiere-Scott Designs on those three, 6 more minutes, thank you. Those 3 platforms. My art printables are available at www.Corbiere-Scott-Designs.com, and my email is corbiere-scott-designs@gmail.com. if you are brand new here, please DM me your email address, or ask to join. Oh, that's what I don't have on here. Ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. There are 3 questions, one of which is your email. That is my beautiful artsy community that I'm telling you, I think that you would be sad if you didn't join in the lovely fellowship and friendship and supportiveness and kind-hearted. I'm telling you, it's just the best. It's just the best. So please ask to join that. I will put that on my new little sign here. I hope that everybody had lots of fun today, and I hope that you painted along with your colored pencils. I mean, there's just nothing like color, is there? There's nothing like it. I hope that everybody had a great time, and we'll come back again on Thursday, because on Thursday we're going to do watercolor pencils. So we're going to try a whole new genre, a whole new medium of artsy fun. And now I need to go and write some thank you notes. My list keeps getting longer. Thank you all so very much for supporting my small business and supporting me. It means the world to me. I hope that everybody has a great rest of your Tuesday. I hope it is terrific, and I can't wait to make art with you again on Thursday. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.